Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, I think this is on. I think this is on. We'll see. Oh yeah, that's right. While I'm working on that, let's see if I can. I don't know if this pipes through. Hmm. Toot 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 toot. Hey. Hmm. Whoa. Oh, I guess that song. Guess that song sounds kind of good. Hmm. We're gonna get started in just a minute, if anyone's wondering, or if you're not wondering. I don't know. Maybe you're not wondering. Hey there, how's it going? We're gonna get started in just a minute. Yeah, I have a channel. I've had a channel for like, I don't know, 10 years or something. We're gonna get started in just a minute. It takes a while for my my buddy to get here. He's probably taking a quick break. Um, I'm editing a video at the same time. That's what the music is. I wrote a newbie prepper book also. So if we're talking about book stuff, it's because I wrote a newbie prepper book. Um, so if you're new to prepping, it's okay. If you're new to prepping, or if you know someone who's new to prepping or new to homesteading, the next edition of this is going to be homesteading. But this is still a lot of prepping stuff. Let's see, can I pin it? I can't pin it in there. Of course not. Of course I can't. So yeah, I'm just waiting for Griffin, who has the best filtration straw. Psh, that's a good. Hey Jim, hello Jim. Hello. Hello JPass. Yeah. How's it going? Sam asks a good question. Well, before we get started, Sam, it depends on. By the way, this is all in my book, so buy my book. Um, Sawyer builds a straw that's like that's gravity fed or squeeze, and it's way better. Take it easy, JPass. It's better than just the generic El Cheapo life straws. Life straws are garbage. Um, and then Southern Prepper one makes one that's, or if he joined up to make one that attaches to water bottles. So it depends. You know, it depends. There's also pump ones. It depends on how much water you want. But if you just want only a straw, Sawyer makes way better straws than Life Straw does, which is why you should buy my book. This is all in my book. So every time I tell somebody about something, it's in my book. I wish people just go buy my book. Because, whoops. Because it's all, everything that I talk about is either in there or it will be in there. the next edition. Am I even live? I must be live. You guys are talking to me. I'm not imagining this. Mother, where is my chat room? I'm so lost. So yeah, buy my book. There it is. Oh, finally. Hello, me. Meet the real me. Now I can pin that. Good. So yeah, if you have any prepper questions, any homesteading questions, not after crap looking for. Not after. Yeah, well, the problem is life straws. Blah, blah. Life straws. The generic life straw is crap. Hey Heather. Feel free to ask any prepping or homesteading questions while we wait for Griffin to finish building a bunker. Oh, holy shit, he's here. Okay, the man of the hour. Invite. All right. Griffin builds a bunker. There you go. That's just for Griffin. If anyone else gets invited, or if anyone else clicks, you're screwed because this isn't a free for all. Yeah, Sam. The problem is everybody gets those life straws, and not only do they take. This is gonna sound gay, but it's not. It takes a massive amount of suction, if you know what I mean, to suck the water through the straw. And so your face and your hair and everything is in the water. And super gay. It's super gay, Jim. Exactly. So your hair is in the water, and fish are trying to eat your face off. We're talking about how gay life straws are. And well, Griffin, say something as soon as you get your audio figured out. Unless you're not really Griffin, unless you're actually a bot and you're about to say a bunch of homoerotic stuff, in which case I guess carry on. Oh wait, I'm doing that. Son of a bitch. So yeah, life straws suck figuratively and literally. Are you gonna really carry a bowl of water around with you to suck the water through? And then one of the things, shout out Cold War Prepper. He goes, "What happens if you want to make a cup of coffee?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, you're screwed. You're screwed if you want to make a cup of coffee." Whereas if you get a Sawyer, like a Sawyer squeeze, you just squeeze the water into whatever you want. And with a Sawyer, you can backflush them really, really super easily too. Backflushing them gets all the crud out. Yeah, exactly. No coffee, no tea. You have to you're like backwashing everything. Griffin, your audio is not working. Fix your freaking audio. Maybe if everyone says Griffin, fix your audio in chat. Griffin fixes his audio. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Griffin fixes his audio. Maybe if I play a song. I don't know if you guys can hear this music or not. Coffee, seriously? Holy shit, I can hear him. I knew it. I knew as soon as I played some music, he would start talking. Coffee is a luxury, or coffee, tea, whatever. Like, a lot of people keep tea bags in their prepper bug out bag, get home bag, whatever. Griffin is really fiddling. Holy shit, there he is. I heard words.
Oh, good. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I could hear you. You had to get the microphone out of your pocket first, I think. Oh, that's right. You guys can hear that too. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay, yes, I can hear you. Sorry,
Oh,
I
fantastic.
couldn't work out what was going on with my headphones, and then I realised they were dead. Um,
Bloody
so
headphones.
I have to
Bloody
plug them in.
headphones. That's okay.
Oh,
Bloody
friggin'
headphones.
bloody annoying.
Well, say hi to the
But anyway,
chat.
what are we talking? Hello, Sam. Hello, Optical. I did see Jay pass there earlier.
Yeah.
Who else is there? Heather. Hello, Heather. And that's all I can
Jim
see, really.
Jim.
Hello, hello.
Jim, Heather, Sam. Yeah, unfortunately, all your 8 trillion homo fan club that you have that chases you around doesn't doesn't want to come and talk about your mom
Yeah,
on my stream, which is a real bummer
apparently not.
because then I could talk to them in person and I could
Oh, God.
talk about how the mom swallows or whatever it was they were going on about. But
I don't
it was
know.
funny.
It
Like
was pretty much.
as soon as Marf got on, Marf is just like ready to start swinging. Like, and literally starts like swinging on the video. About shorts. I'm like, yes, exactly. I'm like, that's how I've been feeling.
I well, I kind of missed the first 5 minutes of this show, but because I hit refresh on my PC, and next thing I realised that it was actually live, and it's like, oh crap. Okay, guys,
Yeah.
we'll catch you later. We're all headed over there, and everyone just basically jumped, and the last person I saw jump on was a repeat of one of those other guys. So, see you later, mate.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah. That was funny. And then everyone kind of just left him
I,
there. So he's
he was
just like,
sitting
wait a
there on his
minute.
own, wondering what the hell just happened.
Yeah.
The worst part was that my subscriber count went up by 4, so I bloody well hope none of them are friggin' joined. Otherwise, I don't know how to get rid of them.
Well, yeah. So I used to try to tell a certain person all about that. I'm like, if you let them troll for just, I don't know, 30 seconds to a minute, it counts as enough traffic to like scoot you up in the algorithm. And I've been trying so hard to, don't ban them right away unless they're saying something horrible. And you notice the more of them
Well,
we leave in there, the more join and the more join, and it gets your watch hours up, and it gets your subs up, and it gets you up in the algorithm. And sooner or later, it'll pitch it to somebody who's not a troll, and then they start asking about Tasmania, and eventually you get normal people. It doesn't happen to me though. The algorithm hates me, but the algorithm likes you.
I
It's
don't
your
know why it
rugged,
likes me, honestly.
because you're so rugged, and I think it's the accent.
Oh, rugged.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's because I'm not a female. Somebody said the other
No,
day, "Oh my
I
God,
mean,
you're not a female." It's
okay.
like, no.
You
What
might
gave it away?
actually, you might actually be onto something. Maybe there's just so many like, I don't know, incels out there that they're just like, maybe they're tired of insulting women. Is that possible? Can you get tired of insulting women if you're an incel? I don't
I
know.
mean,
Maybe.
they come up in my shorts feed every now and again, and you get on there, and it's like every guy is just asking the girl to marry her, and it's like, are you guys serious? Like, what the fuck? Like, just leave them alone.
It's not.
Why are you doing
It's
this? And the
unpleasant.
girls don't actually say anything about it. They just ignore it and just keep
Well, they
going
ignore
on
it because
about
it's
talking
money,
about
because they
whatever they're
can't
talking.
piss those people off. They can't. It's their literal income stream. So they have to go tee hee hee and play with their hair and be like, "Yeah, send me some more money." Tee hee hee. Meanwhile, they're just like,
I know they're
shitting on them.
like the super chats and the donations are just rolling in, and it's
Yeah.
like, oh my God. Are guys that desperate these days? Like,
I wrote a book
seriously?
about that. It's actually in book 16. Tee See,
Oh,
Jim
I
Jim's
haven't
got
got
it.
up to
Jim
that one yet.
Jim could be a superstar on the thing, on the YouTube.
Well,
Yeah,
she
if you
could.
ever get to book
Yeah,
16 in
why
PNW
not?
Affliction, yeah, which you won't because nobody ever gets there that far, but that's okay. Tee
Well, I mean, I'd buy the whole collection, but it'd take me bloody ages to read through them all. So, you know,
I know. Just don't fuck
and
your
and
foot up
it's,
again, and you'll be fine.
I know, right? Money, money.
God. I well, you won't say Fanny over and over again. All you got to do is just get people to pay you like 10 quids every time you say Fanny or cunt. There was somebody I think that said they would pay you if you would have said cunt in chat, but I deleted it. I think that was a couple days ago.
except,
I'm like, that's
except
not
I'm not
fair.
monetized, so
I know. I know. I'm like,
I'm not
that's not
actually
fair.
monetized, so it doesn't matter. So, so
I'm not either.
they can't even send me money. It's
I
like
know.
I
But it
don't.
was the thought that
It'd
counts.
be
That
nice.
could have been my way.
Oh well, there is that, and that could have been my
Heather
wage.
said something Heather said something a few minutes ago. It's unpleasant for the non-trolls. That's true if it's a serious show, like in Marfs, it does get ultra, ultra, ultra distracting, which is why I don't let it go on for very long. Or at all. It depends on what kind of mood Marf's
I
in.
must admit,
But
I don't like it
you guys don't see it.
for me
Yeah.
as well. And
What?
only and
I
I
don't
mean I
care what
don't
you
have a
like.
serious show,
It's
so
my chat and I'm the one in the comments section, not you. Don't have to read it. It goes by
yeah, but
so fast.
the
I don't
you
think.
know like but but the ladies are there as well, so you know
I
you kind of
know.
want to have a nice area that people can sort of get in there and have a
But
laugh and
in
all
my
the rest of it.
defense,
So
most of
of
the
course I
ladies
gave you
weren't
Powers
there.
Optical.
It was just Jem Jem and she doesn't count. So and
Oh, Gem counts. That's why I gave her Powers.
that's true. That just goes straight to her head though. But I mean, Seraphim was there for like 1 second, but she wasn't saying anything. But you're right. Like if there is, you're totally right.
Well,
If the crowd had been different, I would have just banned everybody.
yeah,
Oh, yes, Heather. Yes,
just like
Heather. Marf's comments section has been bad. Thank you for reminding me. I better go check. I checked that.
I got to be
I
honest
watched
with you.
one of his the other day, and it was bad.
It
Go
it
ahead.
it it makes it really hard because like he's doing it at all different times at the moment, and
Yeah.
you know depending on what side of the coast you guys are on, um, half the mods are in bed asleep.
Oh
So
yeah, East Coast is
you know
2:30 in the morning or something like that. Yeah,
yeah, but he's on the west coast.
I know.
So I don't
So
know.
it's not really late
It's
for
he
him. Yeah.
seems to be doing
Whoops.
well. Yeah. I mean, he used to be able to. I mean, for my personal time, he was doing it about 12 o'clock. You know, in the middle
Yes.
of the day. But now it's sort of getting down to sort of the 4 o'clock. And those 4 hours makes a hell of a difference
Mhm. Mhm.
for a lot of people. They're just not going to stay up. So you end up with a whole bunch of people who normally can't catch a live show, plus the weirdos who jump in as well. So I don't know. I think it's probably I don't know where most of the mods live, to be honest, and I don't know what's happened to Bobby Sue. She's vanished.
Oh well, we don't talk
I did
about
see
that.
Rip Curl
She
there
won
today.
the
She hasn't, but
she won the lotto. Let's just say.
yeah. Rip
Rip
Curl was there
curl
today, which was good to
Rip
see.
curls in our time. Rip curls in our time zone. I think
Yeah.
I can't. Man, I get Rip Curl and somebody else screwed up really bad. But there, he had kind of has like equal mods in every time zone, if
Yeah.
that makes sense. So it's late for some of them, and it's fine
Yeah.
for some of them. 3 a.m. my time, exactly, Jim Jim.
3 a.m. Jesus. Who said that? Oh, yeah.
Jim Jim did.
The good
But
old
3
days.
a.m. isn't that bad.
I don't,
Like it's 3 a.m.'s not bad. It's when it like creeps into like 5 a.m. or worse. Cause you and Jim Jim are on completely different time zones, aren't you? Like it's actually like several
yeah, it's
hours
currently
different, if
4.
I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's 4:07 p.m. here. So it's,
Oh, so you're
and that's on Thursday
quite a
afternoon.
bit. You're quite a bit ahead then. Hey, Jacob.
Yeah. Hello, Jacob.
Five
Yeah,
five
4:07
a.m.
p.m. on Thursday.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest. I do get a little bit pissed at you when I find out that it's already like Friday night slash Saturday, and I'm like, dude, I have to survive a whole nother day. You're like, I'm already out in the bush. I'm like, fuck you.
Yeah, but you know what? It's like, you're having your Sunday when I've got to go back to work on a Monday.
I
I don't know what's worse.
I
It's like,
know.
if I could get it sort of halfway in between, then I'd get a 3-day weekend, which would be friggin' awesome.
Which is why we
So
just need to make a
it
new
is,
island somewhere. Like, do what China does and
somewhere in the
just
middle.
build like a new island. Yeah. We could call it, I don't know, just call it
Isn't there an
Oceania.
island? There's an island
Do you,
between Russia and the US, or two islands. And they're like only like 2 miles away from each other, but one of them
yeah.
is like 10 hours
Are you talking
time
about Guam?
difference.
Guam's over there.
It's like, what
Oh.
the hell?
I have a book about Guam
Can
too.
you imagine? You know, your mum and dad live on an
Uh-oh.
island 2 miles away, but don't ring them after 5 o'clock because they'll be asleep.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, there
I
it
can't
is.
remember if Australia, I can't remember if Alaska's in a different time. I think Alaska's like behind us by like 1 hour, and then like Hawaii's behind us like another 2 hours.
Yeah, yeah,
And
because the
then,
US has got like 5 or 6 time zones.
well,
I
even in
think
just
I
the
think
US,
China's
we
the
have,
only one that doesn't have any time zones.
well, that's why they're so freaking efficient over there. Um, we could compete with them if we got rid of our damn time zones. Yeah, we have East, Central, Mountain, and West, and I think I'm forgetting one. Mountain is weird because it's like 1 hour ahead. Central's like 2 hours ahead, and then East is like 3 hours ahead. I feel like I'm forgetting one. And that, yeah, and
Probably
then that doesn't
Alaskan.
count, I think, whatever Alaska and whatever Hawaii is, and whatever Guam is. I'm
Yeah.
guessing Puerto Rico is
Well, Guam.
East
Guam
Coast.
is Guam owned by the US or is it owned by?
No,
Or am I
it's one
thinking?
of our satellite locations. Province? No, that's not right.
Yeah.
Oh, we have some weird name. All the islands that we own, all
Oh, it's
the
Jamaica.
no, we don't own that one. We should own. Well, set it on fire
Havana.
like Haiti. Just like set the island on fire and start over. Hot take. Oh, pun.
Well,
That was a
everything
hot
else is
take
on
and a
fire
pun.
apparently.
I know. Haiti was feeling left out.
Where is Guam? Oh
Guam
God.
is like
Okay,
way
I was
west
nowhere near it.
or east or north, depending on.
Yeah, that's closer to bloody Australia than what it is to the US.
Oh,
God. Yeah, if you leave Japan, you hit Guam, and then it's Indonesia, and then it's Australia.
oh, yeah, true. True.
God, that is literally a speck in the middle of the ocean with a
Exactly.
bloody big airport.
Well,
So,
it's a literal
there's,
military base. Little
well, actually,
military base.
there's 3 airports there.
Hmm.
There's 3 airports on an island that's basically what? I'll do it in miles
No, you
because
can do
that's the audience.
kilometers or
Um,
liters or whatever you want to do. I don't care.
yeah, it's 30 miles long.
Okay.
Um, by, and I'm going very roughly, at its widest point. Oh, come on.
Blah.
It's around about 30 miles by 11 miles, and it's got 3 airports.
Crikey. It's a military base. That's no
There's one right
moon.
in the middle of town, and there's another 2 at its northern end
Oh yeah.
because they can.
Heck yeah.
And there's nothing in the south.
That's why I feel like they could be hiding things. Like I'm not even to get into the whole flat Earth thing, but like even if you look on a globe, there is still just massive parts of the planet that are just ocean with nothing there.
Oh yeah,
It's like
yeah.
half the freaking
Well,
half
it's
the
like
globe if you look at it the wrong
if
way.
you
It's
turn the
just
globe a
water.
certain point, like even when you
Yeah.
look at Google Earth, like if you turn the globe a certain direction, you can't see land at all.
Right. Yeah. That's why as a kid I always thought that like they needed to flip the paper over and like the other half of the planet would be there and it's like no, that's all of it. It's like, well, that's kind of lame. I spawned on a small ass planet. Oh, I said as I
I
was
mean,
83
even
years old and they had,
oh,
that's right.
yeah,
I'm
even the Indian
definitely
Ocean's like 5,000 miles from like the tip of WA to South Africa,
mm-hmm.
and there's literally nothing between the South Pole
For
and
space in
India,
the yes.
which is another 5,500 miles. So 5,000 miles by 5,500 miles is the size of the Indian Ocean.
That's insane.
That's a bloody long way to swim. It's crazy.
Speaking of how big the planet is, was it you that was saying that like the planet's not overpopulated yet, or was I somewhere else when that happened?
Yeah, that was me. Yeah,
Son of a bitch.
that
I
was
was
probably
about to
me.
flip a table over. You don't think the planet's overpopulated?
Uh, no. I think,
Man,
and I said it, I'll say it again. I think I saw at one stage that the entire population could actually fit on New York Island
it could
of the
fit, but
globe.
like the logistics, because I was thinking about this
They'd all be
today.
standing up. Don't get me wrong.
No, I know. But what I mean is like, and this is just a kind of a segue to my next episode, but I've been inundated with, I could feed a family of five, with this quarter acre of salad that I'm growing.
Oh yeah, I know.
And the problem and I've been watching so many, like the algorithm is like, "Oh, you want to see every single one at the same time." It's like I really don't.
Yeah, I know,
Um,
right? It's great.
yeah. Yeah, Heather, if you want to make $1 billion, make a bed big enough that like fits all the dogs on it, and you could be a billionaire. Hey, Seraph. Um, but yeah, like the
Hello,
the
Seraphim.
problem is you run into all these bottlenecks, and like the problem with the planet is not like the physical size where you can put everybody. You can't really put. No, there's no. You
The
can we can talk
problem,
about cannibalism if you want, but you have to explain to me what Malacca is because I don't know what that is.
Malacca is a
Okay.
country, isn't it?
Oh, we should bomb it probably.
I mean, it depends on
This-
whether you're talking Italian, because Malacca is actually a
Oh,
swear word in Italian.
Oh, I
or
mean like
whether you're
Hong Kong.
actually talking, Malaysia, Malacca, Malaysia.
Oh,
It's actually
the
a,
crime.
it's
Oh,
actually yeah, it's a city in Malaysia,
oh,
Malacca.
well, is something horrible happening there? That's okay.
So
We'll
it
let
depends.
Sam.
It
We'll
depends
let
on
Sam
whether you,
figure that out.
yeah.
So
Um,
these logistics, and someone pointed out something really funny. Um, they said like if we all had to heat our homes with wood, how long would it take to just like chop down the entire forest so we don't freeze to death? And then we would all inevitably freeze to death.
well,
Like
see,
if we were living 100% off grid, for example.
it's funny you say that because you'll notice, like I know Adelaide, for example, right? The problem with Adelaide in South Australia is that we're stuck between the ocean and the hills. And they're
Right.
not mountains like you guys have got, but they're tall enough.
Yeah.
And so
Tall enough for
when
fire
you leave
tornadoes.
Adelaide, yes, very definitely. And the Adelaide Hills did go up in about, well, in the 1980s, actually. It was called Black Wednesday or something, or I don't know. Ash Wednesday, that's the one.
That's when they
Um,
learned that fire could
so
jump
when you go
up
over the,
and down hills. Yeah.
oh yeah, it can do friggin' amazing things once they're big enough. But yeah, they basically when you go over the top of it, and then down the other side, and then you drive for around about I don't know 40 or 50 k's before you hit Tailem Bend. Sorry, Murray Bridge. Um, and in between the Adelaide Hills and Murray Bridge, it's all been cleared.
Hmm.
Now, it's sort of rolling farmland and there's the occasional sort of trees, but just looking at them, you can tell they're not that old. But all of that timber, all of that area was actually heavily forested when white settlement came to South Australia. And they
Yeah.
actually chopped them all down because they needed accommodation, they
Yeah.
needed
They need
heating.
houses and warmth,
And
both.
obviously as the population got bigger, they needed more and more resources. So more and more timber got burnt, and then you've got industry as well. So you've got all. I mean, back then there were a lot of blacksmiths and the like. And these days, when you drive through it, it all just looks like rolling fields or farms. Um, but very different story to back when white settlement first came. So, and you tend to find that is the same around most cities. So when you drive outside of a city and you start sort of getting into the more, um, I suppose, open farmland area, you'll see these little pockets of forest, but otherwise everything else is basically farmland. So that forest, those little pockets of forest used to be everywhere. It's just that 200 years, 300 years later, it's all been gone. And it's been gone for a long, long, long time. So we don't. So the landscape we see is very, very different to what the forefathers saw. Completely different, massively different, and a lot
But
of people don't
that's
actually recognise it. And the
I
problem
do.
with sustaining a population on Earth is not so much that we don't have the land. We've got friggin' plenty of land, but it's arable land that is the problem. So, in other words, enough land that these people can live and do what they do, as well as grow food. And there is still a lot of, I mean, okay, there's a lot of property that isn't actually used for food production because some people will own several hundred acres, but they won't actually grow anything on it. I don't know
Right.
what half these people use it for, but um, so yeah, there is. I think there is enough room to sustain a population and probably a bigger one, but it's about the land use and the actual land available for that use.
I've got an idea. I've got an idea.
Does
I
that make
figured out.
sense?
It does. It does. I think you're right, but only based on an extremely one part of the problem. So I've got an idea. Hopefully, I'm not out of grok usage today. Um, if you teleported everyone on the planet Earth in exactly the same spot onto a brand new
How much?
Earth of the same shape and size, how long would they uh how long would it take for them to wipe out all of the trees trying to build homes and heat themselves?
Probably a week.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. That's that's exactly what I'm thinking. Um, Grok like dies. These are actually things that Grok is really good at. Not long at all, a week to a few months. Yeah, because of the logistics. It says, God, are we up to 8.3 billion people? The Rona didn't do a good enough job. 3 trillion trees on Earth
Yeah, here we
today,
go.
roughly 350 to 400 per person. A brand new Earth would likely start with a similar or higher, closer to 6 trillion. Oh, I guess I didn't ask it how many of us would just immediately die. Global forest growing stock is on the order of 400 to 600 billion cubic meters of wood volume. Average household size worldwide roughly is 3.5 to 5 people. Everyone starts piled in one spot. No, not piled in one spot, you asshole. That's not what I said. I didn't say piled in one spot. I said they all get teleported back to the spot they're in now, but on a brand new Earth with the grown
While you're
trees.
looking that up, Sam's just asked a question.
Oh, yes.
You keep doing what you're doing. Yeah, Sam, as lovely as that is, if all three straits, including the unspoken Malaccan Strait, shut down or stop transport, how long would it be until the broader population stopped breathing? um, uh, Depends on how much everyone's prepped. Based on the numbers currently, that's only about 2% of the entire population.
Yes.
So probably not that long.
The thing is, like, we
Yeah,
can
I
we
mean,
can survive
Australia would
without
be
all the
pretty much
straits.
screwed.
We can survive without all the straits. The problem is it would take like 30 days to just completely restructure the logistics
Get
paths,
through the
and then probably
stockpiles.
and then everyone would die. Everyone would die waiting for the logistics to reorient itself. It can be
Oh,
done. It's just crazy hard. It would be done how
yeah,
it
I mean,
was done
it's
hundreds
the
of years
whole
ago. You just go the wrong way around the
it's the whole
planet.
bloody supply chain. So
Yeah.
this is the thing. I mean, the biggest thing in is that we are very different from the hunter gatherers. Just completely different animals. It's they made they had generation after generation to go through to figure out what would actually allow them to survive and what wouldn't allow them to survive. And they certainly didn't have a 7-Eleven down the road. And they didn't have oil, and they didn't have big lighters, and they didn't have, you know, -10 rated sleeping bags or, all this other stuff. They didn't have firearms. They had to make their own spears. They had to make their own bows and arrows. And I mean, it's not like the first generation you had to make a bow and arrow. They had to invent it. Everything had to be invented from scratch. These days, it's an incredibly different story. You know, like if the supply chain suddenly stopped, um, I think the first thing you would notice is the fuel. The food would probably still be going because most countries grow enough food, they sell the excess. So there'd be enough food, but I think the first thing that would go would be fuel. So, and that'd be roughly 30 to 50 days. Then once the fuel's gone, then the food can't be transported, and the power won't be on, the internet won't be on, and within basically 48 hours of the power going out and the internet not working, yeah, water, all those sort of things would basically be gone because these plants need oil and other things like that to actually run. Um, and if the internet goes out, it's been pretty much widely accepted that within a week of the internet going off, 30% of the population's gone. Just the internet. There's probably still food, but because people can't get access to the internet, most people these days would end up taking each other out, basically. So I think fuel is more important than what a lot of people think it is. And that's before you start worrying about the sort of WMDs or solar events or anything like that. So in terms of the Malaccan Strait shutting down, I think, and obviously the Bab el Mandeb and the Suez canals and other places around the Middle East, yeah, it's predominantly fuel that
All
is the
right.
issue.
So grok.
So
I was also
probably around
listening.
about 30 days, Sam. 32.
That's what I said. I literally said that before you even went into that whole thing. I said 30 days, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I didn't even think about the fuel though. Like we would be not we, the world would be so screwed because it would cost so much fuel to drive everybody around the wrong way. Okay,
Yeah.
so Grok, I finally argued with Grok enough. So if we teleported to a new planet, exactly in the same spots as us, with only axes, I mean, you could wear clothes or whatever. I don't, whatever turns you on. Apparently, I didn't think about this. Oh boy, Ringo says he would do fine.
Ringo.
Ringo would do fine. So in the first couple of weeks to months, the parks. So this is in the cities. The parks, the streets, and the nearby woodlots around the cities and towns get wiped out basically in like weeks. Like they would have to clear cut everything just to build out like, and it gets worse the further out you go. So like the next further out from there, like the rural areas would be emptied out within 1 to 5 years. There would be no trees left.
Mm,
So all these
no.
rural areas where they wouldn't try that here, they it wouldn't matter
That's
because
right.
there would be no trees, and everyone would just freeze to death. And I guess they would chase the animals out too. What the interesting thing that I didn't think of, the whole planet can't be wiped out with trees in this scenario because the logistics doesn't exist. The logistics wouldn't exist to go get them all. The reason why we
No.
were able to do it last time is because they straightened out all the rivers, which was a horrible thing to do. Al Gore tried to stop everybody, but they straightened out the rivers anyway, which just effed everything up. And we're still trying to put the damn rivers back together again here. So they would have to. It doesn't say this in Grok, but I'm just. We don't even have the tools to like terraform the rivers to make the rivers straight to be able to get logs back down to ourselves. So the mountainous regions would the mountainous regions would just stay logged because there would just be no way, there would be no logistics for us to get the logs back, and we would be dead within basically 5 years just from
Comes
running
back to
ourselves
fuel.
out of wood. Yeah, We wouldn't be
Mm.
able to build enough houses for ourselves. But it says that actually heating is actually way worse than trying to build houses, shelters. They said it's heating ourselves that does it.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, I know in South Australia we've got, like, there used to be,
Oops.
and there still are actually, there's pine plantations down near Mount Gambier, where it's basically sustainable wood growth. The only thing is that a pine tree actually takes too long to grow for
Yep.
commercially viable reasons.
Yep.
So they switched to eucalypts, stringy barks, which instead of taking 25 years or 30 years to basically grow to maturity to where they can cut it down, they're doing it in about 10. Um,
Yep.
the only problem is you can only have a forest once because the eucalypts drop so much eucalypt into the ground they
Oh,
can't actually regenerate. Um, so the
yeah.
soil
We have like
basically
a
becomes so acidic.
yeah. We have I can't remember. We have this company called Warehouse or whatever. I don't know who made it, but we have like these genetically modified Douglas firs that get huge,
Yeah,
and it's what they harvest here in the Pacific Northwest. Um,
yeah.
and they in about 10 years they're looking for a house to go fall on, and they that's what we have been keeping everything going with. But in a in a in a naturalized future, if we all teleported, those Doug firs would become so huge again. So here's actually part of the problem it didn't figure out. The original trees, I don't know how many of you in chat have ever seen how big the original trees were when the first people got stranded here on the ice bridge and then acted like they owned the place just because they
Oh,
were the first people that got here. Those trees were the size of houses. Blades didn't exist that were big enough to saw those trees down. They were the size of houses. It
no.
took like basically the
Yeah,
industrial revolution for them to get saws that were big enough. And so
it's pretty much
we
like
wouldn't even be
Tasmania.
able to cut down those. If we teleported with axes, we wouldn't, like iron and steel and stuff. The redwoods, exactly. The the industry wouldn't exist. And those super duper Doug firs, I guess if those things teleported too. I can't even imagine. Yeah, sequoias are also the size of trees. Uh, I can't imagine how big the Doug firs would be if like you just left the super Doug firs alone. So
See,
be
the
like
funny
they'd
thing
be like
is, I mean, they talk
skyscrapers.
about climate change, but if you actually took away CO2,
Yep.
the trees wouldn't grow. Um,
Yep.
if you increase the oxygen, the trees would be twice the height they are now.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the ones next to
Um,
the ocean would be. I think you'd end up with huge trees next to the ocean, and then no trees, and then trees up against the mountains again.
well, if you get into plate tectonics, basically, you go back far enough, and just about every country was joined, and that was the biggest issue. So you had these.
Oh
Everyone
no,
lived
you
on the
are not.
coastline because you couldn't
That
actually
is
physically
absolutely.
live in the middle.
That is not what happened. It was not plate tectonics that split the continents apart. The planet.
Go on, what was it?
Hold on, the cats are about to tear each other apart. Stop it, please, please. Where are you guys? Hold on. Stop it.
We talk about all sorts of things, Sam. And of course, that's true.
I don't even know where they are. Stop it. Okay. I knew it was boiling and boiling and boiling, and any second now they were about to go at it. Now Ringo's declaring victory, even though he didn't win anything. So the planet was
As
much
Ringo should.
smaller. The planet was much smaller, and it didn't have a lot of water on it. And
No.
that's why, as the planet got bigger, whatever magic bullshit device is at the center of the planet, it made the planet get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And then the pieces just went whichever direction they went on the planet. And then as the
So where did all
volcanic
the water
bullshit,
come from?
the same fucking way the water comes from shit now. It's just hydrogen and
Out of a
oxygen.
tap.
It's hydrogen and oxygen. Sometimes there's more of it, sometimes there's less of it. Water existed back then. There could be like ice, ice meteors. That's okay. And then all you got to do
You'd
is
need
just
more.
look
Well,
at. Yeah, the oxygen was different. Like you were talking about oxygen. Like the oxygen was different
yep.
back then.
That's true.
That's how you get those trees that are the size of small mountains, that are big petrified trees that everybody likes to joke about. Those big world trees.
Yep.
Maybe, I don't know. I write about all this in my books too. And so, and then later on, you see the little islands. Well, how did the islands get there? Well, the islands are volcanoes, and as the planet shifts, the volcano shits little mini islands out
Yeah. Hot
until it
spots.
lands on the yeah,
Hot.
until it lands on the biggest island, and then the biggest island gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and then people swim there and call it the Big Island. It's like, okay, guys, super clever with your island naming.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. They had a great imagination back then, didn't they?
They're like, holy shit, this is a big island.
Well, that's a little
Yeah,
island, and that's a big one.
this is the little island. This is the
Okay,
big
so
island.
what's
Let's
that
fight
other?
each
What's
other.
those other 5 called?
Yeah, I don't know. Let's go put some Easter Island heads on that one. We'll really freak people out in a
I
couple
know,
thousand
right?
years when they find this thing.
It's like, what the
So
hell?
so it's insane. So I went to here's some deep lore that nobody knows. I went to a Christian school for preschool and first grade, and even in Christian school, they taught the whole Pangea thing. And even back then, I'm like, there's no fucking way. But you also have, I think. Oh, here comes Ringo again. Come on, it's okay. They're like, well, Pangea, because they found this stuff on this side, this stuff on that side. It's like, yeah, because it was all fucking the same ball. And they're like, well, what about the
Planet.
Incans and Mayans and stuff? It's because it's the same fucking people that just walked around the planet again and they just started building shit on both sides. That's why there's pyramids on both fucking sides of the planet. Because they walked around.
Yeah,
There was an ice bridge,
there's
but
a
they
crap
walked
load of
around it.
pyramids in bloody China.
Oh, yeah. And then all of
Absolute.
Central and
It's,
South America's fucking
geez.
pyramids. It's like, yeah, because it's the same
Yeah, they're
people.
bloody everywhere.
Yeah. And
But
so,
no,
I don't
I
know.
mean that's not right. No, it was Enki's fault.
Oh,
he
yeah.
he
When
went around
everyone's
and taught everyone. It's like
actually,
one bloke went around the planet, in like a couple of days, and what they have, the bloody Concorde back then or something.
on his fucking. Oh, no. I mean, there was like
Oh, that's right. He got
teleportation
into his
devices
UFO.
at each of the
Oh,
pyramids
that's
was a
right. Yeah,
teleportation
yeah,
device. Yeah.
yeah.
Or you go the
Yeah.
Stargate
Well, that
route,
makes
and there was
sense.
just like Stargates all over the planet.
Stargates, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh well,
Anyway,
isn't
so
it
that's
funny how
my
like
opinion. And I don't think the
well, I mean,
dinosaurs that ever
getting
existed.
back.
I think the dinosaurs are bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen them dig them. I mean, where did the bones come from then?
God put them there to troll people. I think the dinosaurs were on the
Like the
first planet before it got Biggie sized. That's where I think that's where I think the dinosaurs
because
went. I think they were on planet version 1. It's the same.
I mean
they're the
there's a
oil. It's
pie.
like no, the oil is literally like the lube between the tectonic plates.
Yes, I'm starting to. Yeah, I get that. I do.
I
Dinosaurs
was looking at the last time we talked about this. I was looking at
Queensland.
planet cutaways just to make sure I wasn't losing my mind, and it's like most of the planet cutaways show the
No.
oil being way up high. Wish we could have a beer and talk in person. I don't drink, Sam,
Oh,
but
where
thank you.
are we?
Meow.
Where is it?
Meow. You can buy my
Yeah,
book
because there's
and
a
feel like you're
out
talking to
near
me whenever you
Winton,
want. Yeah.
out near Winton in Queensland, they've found like an absolute pile of dinosaurs.
Mm-hmm.
They just keep digging them up,
Well,
and it's
that's
like
also why
cool.
they
So
can't be.
does that mean there's like an oil reserve under there? No, they
Well,
haven't
right.
found
It's
oil
the same
there.
thing with the tar
So
pits.
don't tell me
In
it's made up of dinosaurs.
Well,
Yeah,
here's the thing. How can there be this shit just blows my mind. How can there be mosquitoes with dino DNA on fucking trees? Are you telling me that those trees are 30 billion years old, but they're just sitting on the surface? Fuck off. I get so sick of that shit. And it's the same thing with
well, see, the
finding
whole age.
dinosaurs in the ice. It's like, oh, so that ice has been there for 70 billion? Fuck off. I get so sick of that shit. People are so fucking stupid. They do find them in tar pits and shit, I imagine. But those are so those also aren't that deep.
Yeah, because even like I just typed in what do they use to age rocks? Geologists use a combination of relative dating
Oh, it's
and
so
absolute
fake.
dating methods
Oh,
to age rocks.
carbon dating
Relative
is so
dating
fake.
establishes the chronological order of events without assigning specific ages,
Because it's
while
bullshit
absolute
science.
dating provides numeric ages. Yeah, it's a guess.
It's
It's
it's because they
effectively a
can't
guess.
it's because they can't tell the age of anything past 8,000 years because 8,000 years ago is when everything went bell end. It went bell side up and the planet Pokemon
The most common
into Earth
absolute
Power
dating
2.
methods include radiometric dating, luminescence dating, and dendrochronology. Um, Radiometric dating measures the decay of radioactive isotopes like uranium, thorium, and potassium, while luminescence dating measures trapped electrons in minerals, and dendrochronology uses tree rings to establish dates.
Yeah, tree rings is about as useful as cat rings. Cat rings on a cat tail.
I don't know how they actually. I got to be honest with you. I mean, I've cut down a lot of trees, right?
Yeah,
Because I burn a lot of wood. And I sat
true.
there looking at
In
wood
Minecraft.
and just going, I
Yeah.
wonder how old
Oh
this
no,
tree
here we
was.
go again.
And it's like, okay, it was 5 years old because you can't actually see all the damn rings.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what are they actually counting? Like, what do they call a ring to count?
Okay, here you wanna. So
Honestly,
yeah, I live on a homestead and I stare at trees all day for half my day. Like
because you
the
can.
apple tree that I have in my yard is not the same as my neighbor's apple trees, even though I know they were planted by the same person at the same time. They, as the story goes, someone drove by the road and kept throwing their apples out over and over again 100 years ago, and now all of our neighbors have the same fucking apple trees on both sides. I'm not joking, on both sides of the fucking road. My apple
Right.
tree is different from everybody else's, and I think it's because my apple tree was older. It died, and then it had maybe 3 suckers come out, and each of those 3 suckers turned into 3 trees that are
A new
almost as
tree.
big, but not quite as big as the neighbors. But so technically, my tree is the same age as theirs. But if you were to look at the rings, this is to your point. I'm agreeing with you, by the way. If you cut it down, if you cut one of them down, it would probably have half as many rings as the neighbor's tree, even though they're all the same age. Because they're suckers.
Yeah.
But the root ball, if trees were alive, I mean, if trees had a soul, the soul would be down in the root ball, and the tree soul would be the same age. And how I know that is I bought a tree from a guy on the side of the road, and it was triple root bound, and I think it was a graft onto a way older root ball. So it was like a baby graft onto a much older root ball. And I put it in the ground, I don't know, 2 years ago, and the thing's fucking huge now. So how old is that tree? Question mark. Because you can sit there and just keep grafting more branches onto trees forever. Or a sucker can come out and all of a sudden, what? Is that a new tree?
Yeah, you can go onto YouTube and they'll show you how to do it.
Yeah, right. And so how old is the tree? And the answer is not how old is one branch or whatever. The answer is how old is the root ball? Because a root ball can just keep making a tree probably conceivably forever, I imagine. They just get huge. And then they just spurt more suckers up. There's trees that turn into like tree networks, kind of like blackberry bushes do. And yes, Jim, I actually wrote about this in Fanny 2. If Fanny 2 ever comes out, there's like just a whole segment about watching trees grow. Actually, you know that because I sent you
ready?
the... Uh-oh. Here we go.
Fanny.
Ah! He said that thing. He said that thing. Jim actually knows that because I've sent her the demo script for it. But yeah, the whole beginning of the book is just about trees growing.
Right.
10 squids.
Whee!
But yeah, so like what is the age of anything?
You're okay, Sam.
What is the age of anything?
Yeah.
Right?
Well, see, it's a bit like the Aboriginal thing. You know, we were always told they've been here for 40,000 years, and I think they're up to 120,000 years now.
Ah, such
because they found a painting, and underneath the painting, there was a rock, and they could date the rock, and the rock came out at 120,000 years. So they figured it being 120,000 years since the Aboriginals have been here now.
A rock can't be 120,000 fucking years old. It would be dust.
I don't know.
It would have to be...
I laughed a bit.
Grok. Dear Grok, is this true? Grok, what theoretically would be a rock that would be strong enough to last more than a few hundred years without... that's what I'm thinking too. Without freeze-thaw cycles destroying it. Or camels, or
oh, this was inside a cave.
Yeah, but there's still stalactites and stalagmites.
Probably doesn't make a difference, but
earthquakes and all kinds of horse
shit.
No,
it's up near Darwin somewhere, so there'd be none of that shit up there. It's too bloody hot and humid. I think it'd be water damage would actually cause more issue to rock up there than anything else. And there's no granite. I don't think there's any granite. Is there
quartzite?
Granite.
Yeah, quartzite granite. And banded iron formations. Iron.
Oh, there you go. Apparently there is granite up there.
See, I love this. This is why carbon dating is fucking horseshit. So This is grok.
Oh, well,
A
see,
pure.
carbon dating is no good to start with. As
I
soon
know.
as
I
there's an
know.
errant bit of grass in there, it contaminates the whole site.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. So check this out. Theoretical
So,
extremes and caveats. A pure, massive, crack-free body of interlocking quartz would be close to ideal, chemically inert, hard, and non-porous. In practice, even the best natural rocks can eventually fail if they develop fractures from tectonic stress, impact, or your mom rolling over in bed. Climate matters too. I made that part up. A few hundred
I
years
know.
is easy. A well-placed example of granite or quartzite routinely lasts thousands of years. Yes, exactly thousands. Not tens of thousands, not billions, not hundreds of trillions. Thousands. The Earth is only like 8,000 years old. We don't have any rocks older than that because no rocks can survive longer than that. But if you were to ask how long it
What
makes
about,
to make a diamond, it'll be like, it takes trillions of years to make a diamond.
it takes about 24 hours in a lab.
In a microwave. Well, yeah. It takes
Yeah,
24 years to make a gem. Oh, Heather says, sorry guys, fading
what
out
about
here
them?
now. How are you? Still have time to snuggle the beast children? Okay. Okay. How often do you do your show? I think we do these about once a week. Griffin streams way
Pretty
more than I
much.
do.
Depends on,
Um, yeah. But buy my book. The most important thing that you can take away from this all is to buy my book. Buy my book.
yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to get better at it.
And anyone who's still there, I'm trying to push people onto Funny Doers International's page
Oh, yeah. I saw you were talking
because
about
her
that.
son has been doing videos on the hurricanes and all that sort of stuff. So he's only a young lad, and he's doing a pretty good job of it. So go and check out Funny Doers International's page, and yeah,
Gosh darn.
and just some guy's been doing quite a bit of art as well. So he's another one. There's actually quite a few people off Marfoogle TV that actually have their own channels. So check them all out. And it's not just the mods who've got channels. But a lot of the other people do as well. So,
Yeah.
but anyway,
Just as a
um,
force of habit, I don't
Vanaka,
I don't go to kids' screen streams because I find kids to be pretentious,
yeah,
obnoxious little assholes. Or they just don't understand.
entirely,
There's a
yeah, entirely,
they have no idea. They it's extremely problematic for about a billion reasons, but one of them is they don't know how to talk to people at all. A, B, they have no appreciation whatsoever. So this streamer that I watch, very popular streamer, his kid, he got his kid up to like 1,000. He got his kid up to, I don't know, he was working on his watch hours. And I'm like, sure, I'll go give him a sub and I'll try to say something supportive. He was saying the stupidest fucking things back to me as if I was like 10 or something. I'm like, I
really?
don't know what the fuck you're saying. And I'm like, is he making fun of
That's
me?
because you're old.
I but
They talk
okay,
a
that's
completely
fine. But
different
here's the problem.
language.
Oh, you're in Alberta, Canada. So if no, it's not in the big bookstores. My book's not that big yet. They might order it though. Here I can give you the Canado link really quick. Amazon.ca. Hold on. I'm glad you told me that. I'm learning to bring this up now. Bunker Basics Chance Paladin. Here we go. One momento. I gotta make sure I get the link right. If I don't get the link right, the Canadians get so screwed on how much my book um, costs. It's absolute bullshit. Oh, there you go, Heather. That's for the Canada link. Um, so yeah, they need to realize that when they're on YouTube, and this is just for kids everywhere in general, unless they're on Roadblocks, which is just absolute, predator paradise. Oh, here goes Ringo again. Oh, what is this problem? Come on, buddy. Come on. The problem is they assume that they're talking to other little bastard children, and they're not talking to little bastard children. They're talking to adults. What the? Was the delivery driver a kababi? Or were they like at least a white person? Because if it was like a kababi, you might need to go back out there and leave them a cocktail of the Molotovian variety. Here you go, governor.
Well, by the same
Oh, there's
token,
no
none of us
kababi.
actually know. I don't know what optical gem actually looks like. So who knows?
She doesn't look at all like her
You might be
profile
just one of
picture.
those. Oh,
She's
I know
actually
that.
she's actually
I
a guy.
gathered.
She's actually a guy, so it's okay. That's why I
Oh,
call
well, I
her
figured
Jim.
as much.
Jim.
Um,
Yeah. But that's the thing is kids don't Yeah. See, this is the internet. Everybody's a guy. So that's what Glide Guide
oh,
said.
man.
Um,
And you're a girl, aren't you? So it's
fuck
just
yeah.
the way it works.
Actually, you're gonna laugh. I was explaining something
Apparently,
to.
uh,
Yeah,
apparently, I'm a girl. I mean,
that's true. They
some
wish you.
people
They would.
look at my
Like
videos
they.
and go, "Are you a girl?" It's like,
There's gonna be like fan pictures of you soon, and you're gonna be all like dressed up all hot and stuff. And I'm like, well, he's clearly ascended to the next level of the internet. Yeah, I was I was explaining something to
keep
somebody
it,
last night,
keeping it
and
real here.
I was like, this is how. I was like, this is how you explain this thing to your wife. And I said this whole thing. And they were like, holy shit, you explain that stuff exactly like a woman. I'm like, yes, because you're mansplaining everything to your wife. You have to talk to her like a woman, you idiot. And they all looked at me like I'm
Yeah, but
an
where did you
alien.
learn that?
Probably
Where
hanging
did
out
you
with
learn to do that, though?
grandmas. Hanging out with grandmas for like 6 years. They all beat it into me. Because like
Oh, apparently I've
for
got
years and years and
pretty
years and
eyes.
years, half of
God.
not half, more than half, like 80% of the people that supported my books for years and years and years were all gals, and they were all gals well over the age of like 50 and 60. I mean, Jim remembers how many grandmas. I think they were called like the grandma posse or the grandma brigade or something, and
Brigade.
um, one of their names was literally Proud Grandma, and then variations of Nana this and Nana that, and I just
Well,
talked
you
to
do
the
you,
Grandma
you do
Brigade.
get someone in the chat every now and again, and you call her Nana.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
So
And Angie, yeah, and her kid's trying to stream too, but her kid streams Roblox, and I'm like, A, I don't ever want to watch another kid stream as long as I live, and B, Nana. Like Roblox can just go to hell.
that's like the old
Anyway,
Batman thing, isn't it? What does Batman say? Na.
oh, exactly. And so I don't know. I just learned to talk to
Sorry,
and like,
dad
and I
joke.
think that was because no, it's fine. And I think that's because Marv, being as super hot as he is, with all of his makeup and lights and literally sweating his balls off on stream, attracts lots and lots of gals. And all those gals, guess what else old women do besides nag and watch Marv? They read books. And so
Yeah,
um,
yeah. And most
so
of
I
those
just
books
ended
are,
up with tons and tons and
yeah,
tons. They kept my books going for
and they don't even know what you
ages.
look like. So
Oh, they
how do they
they
how do they
imagine
figure
just
that?
the most horniest things you can. They were so nasty. They made locker room talk look like normal. I'm like, you gals are so weird, and they're like, oh yeah, take it off. I'm like, stop it. I'm trying to read my book. You weirdos. And they're like, ooh, I like your voice. And I'm like, stop. You weirdos.
Well, I'm screwed optical because I have revealed my face. So
Yeah. And so they were like, and they would go, write the book nastier, write the book nastier. I'm like, stop. And they were like, we will literally pay you to write the book nastier. I'm like, okay. You got it. And
is that where
so,
the
like,
fanny book came in? And
yeah.
the kebabby
Yeah,
book.
in fact, if you ever read that one, well, okay, here's what happens. After book 15, maybe 16, 17, somewhere in there, you will start to recognize metric shit tons of the names. And it's because I gave up at some point making up names for characters, and the names for characters are just people in Marv's chat. Starting at either book 17 or 18. Maybe it's book 18. They're just all characters from Marv's chat. And so by Fanny, they're all characters from Marv's chat. Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah. And it was Dex that came up with
It's
the
probably a
original
good thing,
name
although.
for bunker codes too.
Oh really?
Yeah, Dex came up with the name Bunker Codes, which was the original name of Bunker Basics. I wanted to call it the Bunker Book, but that didn't
There
make
you
any
go.
sense. And there was already like 3 other books called Bunker Book.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, it makes it hard to
It's a little too
market.
generic.
Yeah,
so it's like a blast from the past. Book 18, book 18, 19, 20, 21, and then Fanny Waffle are all, Marv characters. Pretty much.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah, Fanny
So
Waffle. So
which
that's
one would you
Fanny and
suggest?
Flo. Start from the beginning.
Well, I've got PNW one. I've read that.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Cat Yak is in them too. That's funny. Cat Yak is the anyway.
And
Actually,
apparently I'm
Cat
gonna
Yak
bag my
is
face for the
literally
next row.
Cat Yak is literally the person that's on the cover of Bunker Codes. that's the everyone thought that was AI. It's like, no, it's literally a real person. Like the guy on the front of Bunker Codes.
It's funny you say it's okay, we can bag your face for the next stream. Apparently, all the girls are saying, we just want you to read the telephone directory. It's like,
Oh,
why?
that's true.
Because we love your voice.
Hey,
It's
you
like,
could read my books on stream
what?
if you really want to. If you can keep a straight
I know.
face.
Well, I know, right? Well, that's my problem.
I know you tried. You tried
yeah,
to
well,
read the.
I did.
It was so funny. It was so funny.
Well, I did read a cookbook at one stage.
I know that was the
You
end.
know,
of
I
the,
didn't have a telephone book, and so yeah, and apparently that was the last time they all turned up. I think they basically heard my voice a couple of times and realised I was just a normal human being, and it's like, oh, that's boring now. So it's like, ooh, is that what you look like? Ooh. And they ran away.
I think it's the way, like when you read stuff and you do like the eyebrow at the same time. I think.
Does that scare people? Does it?
I think it ropes them in. I think the facial expression.
Oh God!
Seductively read the
here's the face.
cookbook.
No, just read my just me and poor old roommate.
Can't beat
God,
a
he's
good
made
eyebrow.
it. The man has made it seductively, I might add. Those dishes made them more than hungry. I'm trying to read. It's like she's writing a book as we're speaking. Or he's writing a book. Someone's writing a book. Chance is writing a book.
Yeah, Fanny Waffle actually was Jem was supposed to read. She was supposed to write it, and I got tired of waiting for her to write it, so I wrote it myself. We actually came up with that entire book in Marv's chat. just by
Oh,
making
you're kidding
jokes
me.
every night. No, no, that the entire if you someday if you ever get to Fanny Waffle, we basically wrote that entire book in Marf's chat, and then I just put it in the book.
If I wrote it, no one would understand the slang. Well, it'd be Manchester, however that sounds. Oh dear.
Methchester.
Did you? Anyway, going right back to before we were so badly
Oh,
taken off topic, did we figure out whether the world is sustainable?
I mean, I think it's the same thing that the World Economic Forum and everybody else is like. So much of the planet would have to die. I think what Gronk was basically saying is that they would wipe out once everyone wiped out the trees, everyone would have to actually move. They would have to move,
Yeah,
and then they would promptly re wipe out the trees. Like, you see what I mean? Like, it would just become moving from trees to trees to trees. But I think what would happen honestly
hopefully,
is sooner
hopefully
or
with
later
a
they'd
food
run
source somewhere nearby.
food and water.
I
Yeah,
think they'd
I
run
mean
out of animals before they actually ran out of trees.
they would, and I think that's the whole problem that they ran into with the Native American. Well, not that we ran into. I think that's the whole problem with the Native Americans ran into and Africa. It's like if you can farm, great. If you can't farm, you're a hunter gatherer, which sucks, right? And so like
Yeah,
you end up with half nomads and half farmers. And some places would be able to farm, everybody else would be hunter gatherers. Now, where I think you'd be okay is Eskimos or whatever the hell they want to call themselves in Earth 3 would be fine making their ice cube houses and hunting all the time because they wouldn't have commercial fishermen wiping everything out. Right?
yeah,
So, like, they would be okay. Like, the people in the rivers would be okay because the rivers wouldn't be polluted and there wouldn't be sea lions eating all the fish because someone could just simply go harpoon the fucking thing and it wouldn't be eating all the fish anymore. So like I think it would be very, very tiny areas that would be sustainable. It'd be back to the way it was before, where everyone lived on rivers, which was fine until there was a huge flood and then all the river people died and they find them in a couple hundred years. The next time the silt wore down.
well,
I
yeah,
think that's what would
because
happen.
I did. I mean, I've told you I did that study on the Narca, but and they were basically landlocked. Like
Yeah.
so many, like I'd love to show you this map that I've got of Australia, that actually shows where all the tribes are, like where all the tribes were and their boundaries. So you can tell the ones with the biggest amount of space because there were no water courses running through it. So there wasn't
Yep.
a readily available food source there all the time. Um, so I think, I mean, it really comes back to
You also have to let
what
all
they were
the
like back then as
animals
compared to
actually
what we're
drink
like these
water.
days. I mean, I couldn't.
Because if you don't
Well, no, they
imagine
don't.
this, if you
They
don't
don't
let
need. They
the
don't actually
animals
need
drink
to.
water, you're just screwed. Because you just would run out of animals.
Kangaroos can survive without water
I know, fuck those things
as
though.
long as they're.
Not
I
the
know.
rest
Well,
of the
there were some
planet
deer.
doesn't have
We all.
fucking kangaroos living in it. Africa
No, they've
would be
got deer,
screwed. I know, but deer
antelope.
need those all drink water. Like it's what maybe two animals like kangaroos and what camels. Like everything else would just be dead. Like you couldn't sit there at the watering hole because it's just like Africa would just be void of animals unless you could hunt down the 5 billion wildebeests that just ran through your camp trying to get to the watering
Well,
hole on the other side.
there's no there's no buffalo running around the middle of the US anymore. So
Ooh, well, yeah. Ugh. But if you teleported,
um,
I mean, goodness forbid if you teleported back into Yellowstone on like a refreshed planet, like you'd just be gored by everything. A bear would just. That's
yeah,
the.
pretty much.
Yeah. I think it would be a death. I think it
It's
would
this
actually be a
whole
death trap to be near the water hole because alligators would just catch you too
they've got
soon.
alligators, they've got caiman, they've got.
Well,
Hey
we have
Jacob,
water moccasins. Like the like it'd be
what
you there'd be mosquitoes, there'd be, I don't know,
did you say?
malaria
Water
would somehow.
moccasins?
What, do you not know what a water
Moccasins,
moccasin
aren't
is?
they shoes?
Yes, they're shoes.
A
How did you
moccasin
know
is a
that?
shoe. Well, of course I
I
know
don't know
that.
why they're called that. I didn't come up with the names of everything. Cottonmouths. They're pit vipers. They're aquatic giant fucking poisonous snakes. Oh god,
Oh,
okay.
okay.
Those things are terrifying. There's like black death snakes, basically. I'm not afraid of snakes, but if I saw one of
Water
those things, I
moccasins.
actually think I would pass
Oh
out. And I'm
Jesus.
not a
Okay. Yeah. Okay, I'm looking.
yeah.
Yeah,
I guess
these are
some
the
people call
results
them
of the water moccasin.
cottonmouths.
Yeah, they're a snake.
Yeah, they're a
Oh, okay.
big poisonous snake. Um,
Yeah, we got a lot more poisonous snakes than that. Jesus.
no poisonous snakes in it. That's not my point. My point is that you'd be
I
screwed
know.
around water. Is my point.
Oh
You'd be
yeah,
screwed around
yeah.
water.
Didn't you see? Didn't you see Crocodile Dundee?
Of
The
course, I've
girl
seen crocodile.
girl goes down to the water to fill up her water bottle, and next thing a bloody crocodile comes flying out at a million miles an hour with its bloody mouth wide open.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, and then Mick Dundee jumps onto its back and kills it. Because, yeah, you don't want to be anywhere near a water source back then. No way. Absolutely not. So,
Yeah, actually,
yeah.
the people that got teleported back into the UK before they exterminated everything bigger than 2 inches would probably be in a lot of trouble too. I imagine the UK had a lot of nasty critters before they wiped them out. They should have gone.
No one wants.
I know
No one likes
crocodiles are.
Crocs. Optical.
My
No,
very
the
first
shoes.
nightmare. You want
Croc.
another deep cut while we're going at it? My very first nightmare as a kid was of being eaten by a crocodile. Actually, no, that's not
Really?
true. It ate the dog. It grew into a human doctor and then tried to inject me with something. How's that for weird? That was my very first
My
nightmare.
nightmare back then was actually drowning.
Yeah.
Um,
I think my
like the
dream was trying to
car
tell me that
coming up
lizard men were
the,
going to try to inject me someday. And here we are.
and then they did.
And then
Ta-da!
then Fauci arrived. A literal lizard man trying to inject people. Yeah,
Yeah,
my whole
I
life
didn't get
prepared
that.
me for lizard people trying to inject us with poison.
Oh dear, that is funny.
Yeah. That's why
So
we don't.
what do you reckon's coming next?
That's why we don't try to unpack how I'm really doing. So I think it's I think it's going to be a slurry of things. Hold on, I'll open my PowerPoint presentation. Um, he thinks I'm joking.
I know you're not. That's the scary part about it.
Yeah. Let's see. It's right here. Here we go.
You open this before you
So
go
I
on
think
to
our
all the
water
podcasts.
hacks. I think our water hacks are going to get worse. I think I just heard of another wastewater facility or two being hacked within the last day or so.
Yeah, they were up to 12 states as of yesterday.
Yeah. So I think the news is trying to keep a lid on that because they don't want people to panic buy all the toilet paper again.
Yeah,
But and water because I have pictures of back during the Rona and there was also no water. It People just default buy all the water out because they just assume, and I think rightfully so. I think as humans, they know right that they need water.
yeah,
I think that's going to get worse. And also I think that's underreported. I'm not going to say what I know. I'm just going to say I actually think those numbers are underreported. I think people are feeling safer with coming out with it. I think they've been hacked for a little bit longer than everyone's given on,
yeah.
and I think there's way more of them. So I think the water hack is going to get worse. Um, I
Who do
think
you
the
reckon's
data.
doing it?
Oh, if I was going to be a crazy conspiracy theorist, I'd say it's our own government doing it. The reason
Hmm.
why I don't think it's them is because Biden in I believe when Sleepy Joe took over, he had a group hack all the pipelines because if you go back and look, a bunch of the pipelines got hacked like the day after he became president or something like that. The
Right.
difference is they were all ransomware attacks. They all paid them and then they all clawed the money back and then they used it to attack hacker groups. This time they're not attacking any hacker groups and they're not there's doesn't seem to be any ransomware. There's no ransom being asked. So these actually, in my opinion, hot
Acts of
take,
war.
I do actually think this is what the beginning of the cyber war looks like. Now, I don't know why they're not hitting power first. I don't know why they're hitting water first. Maybe water is just easier. But
Well,
yeah,
less
I think,
security and less people think about it.
yeah, I think they've been soft working on water for ages. The weird thing is like they could just go spike the water supplies and everybody would be just as screwed. But all they got to do, so the way water works, especially these wastewater facilities, they only have to tweak one tiny thing and the water's fucked up.
Yeah.
It Yeah, exactly,
Because
Jim Jim.
I must admit, I mean, I'm subscribed with Farm Girl, and she was the one that shared the water thing, and she said
Yeah.
it's even happened in Georgia where she
Yep.
is.
Georgia, Minnesota,
Um,
Michigan, and it's spread to way more states now.
and I said, well, good thing you've got a water filter, and she said, I don't. And I said, what?
You what?
I
You
said,
said you
surely you've,
what?
yeah. I said, at least go out and get some form of water filter that you can carry around.
Yeah.
I didn't mention life straw because everyone just goes life straw and those things are a bloody pain in the ass. Um, some sort of,
That's
bagged filter system would be ideal. And then at home, I would have at least a Berkey or similar. Um,
yeah.
you
We'll
should
we'll
have
talk
that
about that
now.
tomorrow night if you want. We should just spend a whole stream talking about water stuff.
Oh,
Um so
I couldn't
water.
believe it.
I
Yeah.
know.
Go on,
I
go on.
know. There's so many things I want to there's so many things I want to tell you, but I can't. So yes. Yeah, learn to back flush them for sure. Um
Yeah,
yeah, if we do this again tomorrow night, let's just do nothing but talk about water filters for a really long time.
yeah,
So
happy.
so next thing, um I think the brownouts from the data centers are going to get worse. There was a 10-minute brownout a couple weeks ago. That's like unprecedented levels of bullshit. we've had the grid go completely down, huge swaths of the grid go completely down before. We've never had like a 10-minute brownout from a data center. The grid, they got it back online, but the data center went down without telling anybody for some fucking reason. And one
I
data
got no
center
idea.
going down is like a whole entire city. And what that does is that fucks up the voltage of the generator of the utilities trying to get the grid connected, and they have to ground that power out somewhere so it doesn't just overvolt and just blow everything up. And so that was
That's
crazy.
nearly
So
an
I think
episode on its own.
yeah, so yeah, that's like a multiple hour long conversation right there. So I think that's going to get worse. What can you do about that? That's why I have over voltage monitors on all three of my fridges for that reason. And that's also why I have surge protectors to UPSs to both of our
Yeah,
computers, and I have a surge protector to a UPS that I'm going to be putting on the modem someday when I stop being so lazy. I know not everyone has the money for that. I know must be nice. Well, okay, stop watching fucking Netflix and go into sports. I don't know what to tell you. So we have more vehicle plants shutting down. I can't remember. Someone was saying that was going on in Germany too. Normally, in a normal situation, they would just retool all these vehicle plants for wartime goodies. You know, we've been talking about
which
that, but
I thought they had done.
yeah, but
Uh,
they're not. They're not this time, and that's bad. So the
oh,
last time these plants went down, they switched them over to wartime manufacturing for Gulf War II. They're not doing that this time. Or if they're doing it, they're doing it quietly and they're still letting hundreds of people go. The second and third order effects is of every single plant shutting down is thousands of people losing their jobs. That's
hundreds of
going to,
thousands at the moment.
well, thousands like per,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
yeah, that adds up really fast. So side note, vehicle plants are always the very, 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 very first plants to shut down because their orders start to dry up before anything else. They are the first thing is vehicle manufacturing. When they shut plants down, that is the biggest fucking red flag on the planet. They never do that
Mm,
unless a big crash is coming and the vehicle plants are shutting down. Number whatever's next. Um,
3,
we
4.
have massive gang problems. What they're not saying though is they're not calling them gang problems. They're calling them youth and teens, and they're calling them like organizations of teens and organizations of youths. What they really are is they're kid gangs, and there's no pictures of them. There's no identifying everything, anything. These people are robbing Uber drivers at gunpoint, going on gun rampages with 3D printed guns and 3D printed
We're
full
gonna.
auto Glockazines and stuff. And
That's not
which,
just happening in the US, by the way. That's happening here as well.
oh well, I'm sorry. That sucks. Um, are they showing pictures of who's doing it?
Mostly um, Sudanese.
Okay, so yeah, so they're not. So I'm not saying that it's not them here because we wouldn't know, and that's what's insane. There's only a picture of one of them, and it's this tubby, fat, mixed race looking tub of mutt shit. And so it's like he's half of something and half of something. They only caught him because he's too fat to get away, and
Couldn't
they
jump the
so
fence.
he I don't think he couldn't keep his pants up, and
Most of
so
them can't.
most of them can't. And so what I think happened is one of the and he didn't even shoot anybody. He had a ghost gun, still didn't actually hit anybody. So that means
Jesus.
that one of the other ones shot one of the there was three of them. So person one, too fat, person two gets killed by person three. Person three gets away. Person two's dead. They won't say who it is. Person three gets away. They won't say who it is. It took them 5 hours because they were quote unquote waiting for dignitaries. Which is it actually just gets worse from there because they ended up actually firing the police chief over this. Um, that's
Yeah,
like an hour
you
long
made some
discussion.
comment about that in one of the podcasts that yeah, there was a talk about police chiefs in trouble.
Yeah, so that's another really bad
Yeah,
sign because in Portland, the last time they got rid of a really, really, really good police chief, um, the city basically fell when they fired her. The city fell very quickly afterwards, and because leaving the police, blaming everything on the police chief is like the wrong thing. It's like blame the mayor, blame the governor, blame the DA,
yeah, because the police chief
blame
is only
literally
following what they're
yes.
told to do.
Yeah, and if there's a commissioner, the commissioner is telling the police, yes, exactly. So, yeah, was he never around? Yeah. Was he skimming off the system? Yeah. Yes, he was doing every wrong thing. He was literally siphoning money off. They fired him. He gets like $700,000 severance or something. Like firing him was just so dumb because you still have the other 99% of the apparatus is all still there. Which means this is, and if he was the one holding it together, which I'm not saying he was, it could have been his number two guy, but Seattle is going to fall because it's like the same thing that happened with Portland. Because if you fire him, not only do you piss off all the black people because he was a black guy, you're also pissing off all the cops. So you're pissing off all the black people and you're pissing off all the cops. Good job with a white mayor who's got an egg for a head and Fentanyl Ferguson, who has his own private army and doesn't need them anyway. Anyway, it's bad. If you've followed what happened to Seattle, like every time this happens, it's bad.
Well, yeah, because I mean, obviously there's the cat thing now apparently in Seattle, so
Yeah, that's been going on for a while. It is multiple people too, and
yeah.
they caught one of the guys. This gal from Animal Control did like a stakeout, caught the guy. I think he was out like the next day. Like it's lawless. That's why like I remember I got into it with somebody in your chat about that. I've been to Portland in June. I'm like, no, you fucking weren't. I was in Oregon City. I'm like, yeah, it's 60 miles away. He shut the fuck up really fast. This place is lawless. Lawless.
Which
Literally.
makes you wonder how far away a civil war is.
We've been in one for fucking 10 years.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, some people call it a revolutionary war. Some people call it a civil war. The governors of Washington, Oregon, and California have been in their own voting bloc for a really long time, with Illinois and New Jersey, New York. And all you got to do is follow all their Second Amendment, follow all their trans shit, and follow all their gay shit, and all their abortion shit, and all their sanctuary city shit. And then those are the lines of another CW. It's been going on for 10 years.
I don't know. I don't know.
And
I
all the
just,
drug legalization and crime legalization. Pedos are more, in fact, what's his face just did a video about it. Pedos are literally a protected class here. They
oh,
had to change the age from like 14 to 16. They've
they,
the whole thing. I can't even. Oh, it's just
they've
the
been a
point is.
protected class, I think, all across the world. You
Yeah,
know,
but they're a
there's,
real. They have their own like laws
yeah,
here. They
I
have
think
their own
they
protected
arrest,
facilities, their own protected armed facilities here.
they arrest them every now and again.
They
But,
live
you
in
know, I mean,
mansions here.
yeah,
They have their own private islands here, like Epstein Island, except their own
More of
pedo
them.
islands.
Yeah,
You can look.
yeah.
You can look it up. Um, so right there, it's
It
that's
kind of makes you
exactly it,
wonder
Jim
where the
Jim.
red line sort of stands with most of the community as to how far they want to be pushed.
Oh no,
I
they
don't know
no you
how.
no no. That's completely backwards. Most of the people here are literally already sacrificing their own kids to this. And it
Yeah,
all comes from Hollywood. If you look at Hollywood, almost every single one of them has transed their kids.
yeah,
And the schools have been transing kids for almost a whole generation now already. These
yeah.
parents have voted in and have allowed the school districts to take kids from parents and trans those kids and not let the parents know where those kids are. They've allowed one parent to take the kid from the other parent and trans the kid. It is the parents doing this, and it is the schools doing this. These parents are complicit. And in a lot of cases, it's the parents that are taking the kids, very, very young kids, to go get blockers before they're even. They are
Yeah,
willing to sacrifice their own kids. They're bringing their kids to these trans libraries, these trans book clubs and stuff, and they say, "Oh no, it's just an innocent little drag queen book hour." But at the end
jeez.
of every single one of those drag queen book hours is always like a spiel about transitioning. And they were bringing the kids off the books to sex toy stores here in this
What
state.
the fuck?
Um, this this is so this is so indoctrinate. No, it has become the culture here. This is it. They've turned the entire Pacific Northwest into like Epstein Island, basically.
Because you never had kids, did you?
No,
Was that a mutual decision or?
I mean I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, fair enough.
But
Um,
that being said, that doesn't mean that I haven't had the discussion with about a billion people over how this whole thing is an abomination.
I a lot of people have asked me why I never had kids, and I said, look, it just I never wanted them. Um, Simple as that. I never had the opportunity to have them. Um, I mean, a relationship that lasted long enough that I felt was okay to bring a kid into. But to be honest with you, I would not have kids. I'm so glad I didn't have them, based on all the shit they've got to go through these days. Seriously, it's like no freaking way in the world.
You'd
Absolutely no
have
way.
to you'd have to like let's pretend you had one all of a sudden a little
I'd be in
bastard.
jail if I had kids right now. I swear to God, I would have
What? Oh,
beaten the I would have beaten the shit out of the bloody teachers and all that sort
oh,
of thing. I
okay.
mean,
That
honestly,
that good. I'm glad that's the direction that went.
yeah,
But
yeah,
but
no,
here,
no,
but like,
it's
where did you come from? Who do you work for?
do
But no,
not be
if
putting that shit into my kids' bloody schooling. Simple as that.
get your
Like,
finger out of
just
my computer.
friggin' stop that. Otherwise,
Well,
I'm
yeah.
pulling
So
the
you'd
kid
have
out
to.
of
Do you
school.
guys have homeschooling? Like, is homeschooling a thing that exists in Australia? I don't want to
Look,
assume.
I think it is.
Okay.
There is a certain level of hippie groups that do it.
Hip.
Um,
What? So it's
excuse
not
me.
considered a real mainstream thing there?
Oh God, no, no, no,
Really?
no, no.
Fuck that. You would have to move then.
Yeah.
Because you'd have to move to a country that had proper homeschooling. So here, California was trying to ban homeschooling. They were trying to take kids away from parents that were homeschooling, and
I think that's happened
yeah,
here
Jem
as well.
Jem's in a similar boat. And it wasn't until the Rona to where they had to finally allow kids to be homeschooled, and they still tried to. Kids shouldn't be in front of monitors. It's like maybe you shouldn't have locked the country down, dumb shits.
Well, funny
And
you
then they tried to
say
put them
that.
in bubbles and shit.
They have
The
this thing
unaliving
called
rate went
NAP
through.
plan,
Mm-hmm.
which is basically where they run a test for all year. I think it must be year threes, year sixes, and year nines to get
Mm-hmm.
an indication of where the education system is sitting at. And
Yeah.
it's a pretty much standardized test, and they do it all online. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's been a consensus of a lot of people don't like it, um, but because each school is basically at a different level to a certain extent. Like if you choose a school in the northern suburbs, you're not getting the same education as you are in the western suburbs. You know, that's just a fact,
Yeah.
which is different to the education in the eastern suburbs. And I'd imagine it'd be the same in in every city in America. But the funny thing was that they were saying that the kids' punctuation, spelling ability, maths ability is actually getting worse as they get older. And they're putting it down to the fact that most kids text, um, or they either text on Snapchat or whatever platforms they're using, or they'll just send a text message, or they'll do, but half of them don't actually know how to write a paragraph, and they don't know how to use commas and full stops and things like that, because you don't need any of that when you're texting someone
Yeah.
normally.
Voice to text. Yeah.
No, even when you're using your fingers,
Oh, that's true.
half the time they don't even finish a sentence. They'll just start a new sentence without a full stop and a capital letter.
That's what I
Um,
do.
and and so a lot of that is actually transferring over into their schooling. Um, so they were saying kids really need to be reducing their screen time. And then they showed a picture of the classroom. And guess what?
It's all yeah.
Every single kid is sitting in front of a bloody laptop. And it's like, you're,
And you know what the stupid
don't,
thing is too, is that parking them all in front of an AI at this point would actually be better because at least the AI could like explain this to me like I'm fucking retarded, and then the AI will actually do it. Whereas like teachers, like, how do I make this about gender studies? It's like, all right, AI, explain this to me, but take out the gender studies. Until
I,
they control the AIs to the point to where you can't do that anymore. But
I mean, I'm sitting there just looking at the TV last night and just going,
yeah,
why aren't they using a pen and a paper? It's like kids don't use pens and papers at a school.
yeah,
Half of them
I
don't even have a pencil case.
that's why
Um,
this is why I keep telling people at work we're about a generation away from people actually not being able to type anymore because
yeah,
as much as you don't want kids parked in front of computers, at least the last generation of little bastards had to learn how to type. And so
yeah.
at least they could be moderately useful. Could you imagine being in an office full of fucking jackoffs that are all trying to like voice to text to their fucking computers all at the same time? And
Do you
then the
know what the
voice to
sad
text,
part is?
what?
I know you're 84, but the sad part is that by the
I
time,
am 84.
the generation, like the kids that I would have had, get to get to pretty much my age, they're going to be basically presidents and
Ugh.
running the country and running the economics and running all this
That's if
stuff.
Soros doesn't figure out how to live to be even longer. Fucking Palpatine.
It's, and you imagine the generation now that's going through year three and four. I mean,
Yeah.
what the hell is going to
Oh yeah.
happen? What
It's gonna be worse than
I'm glad I
Idiocracy.
won't be around. It's,
Shut up.
yeah,
I'm gonna
welcome to
drag it.
Idiocracy. Yeah,
I already told you, didn't I? Or was it somebody else? I'm gonna put your fucking brain in a robot just and just drag you around. Was that you or is that somebody else?
yeah, it was probably me.
Oh. But here's the thing, like, could just imagine if you're in an office and there's a bunch of little shitters that are just voice to text prompt screaming into their computers. That's not how you fucking do it because they're yelling at an AI trying to prompt because they're all prompt engineers. And they all got their job by using an AI to make the fucking resume, and they're like, "That's not how you fucking do it. Just do the thing." And none of them can articulate anything. It and
Uh,
in that way, it would be like idiocracy because they're like, "Just do it, just do it," and the AI's like, "Just do what? Just do what?" And they're like, "Just do it." And so you've got a whole office of people just shouting, "Just do the thing I told you to do." And they have no
oh
impulse
my God.
control, no anger control, and they can't articulate anything. And then the AI is just like, "All right, that's it, nuke them, nuke it."
I
And
mean,
so, like,
you're
I
worried
think in
about
that,
how the water systems are operating now. You imagine
oh,
these kids running water systems and sewer plants and power plants, and oh
well,
my God.
yeah, I was actually talking to this. Our all of our municipalities are just going to cease to function within like a generation because the
Yeah,
generation now already, bless their hearts, most of them barely know how to use it now because we have already lost most of the people. Like when I worked where I used to work, that mass exodus was in like 2012. That's when we lost most of our engineers. They simply walked off. An entire generation of people just fucking. They took what was called a voluntary separation
yeah,
and they just walked. If somebody offered you 3 to 4 years of salary, and then you were going to get dumped right into Social Security with like full benefits, like why wouldn't you do it? And so there's a lot of these
yeah.
fucking boomers that sit there and they wait for what's called voluntary separation, or the government called it the fork. And you lose your institutional knowledge. Well, unfortunately, our municipalities already lost most of their institutional knowledge. We're just losing the rest of it. So building ships. You think you can just fucking turn around and build ships? Battleships? You think you can just build new weapon systems? It's been what, 10 or 15, 20 years since we built new weapon systems? You think we can
Yeah,
just build new ones? You can't we can't get the fucking parts to the ones we have now. Not even because of China, because the companies don't fucking exist anymore.
yeah.
They have to take the shit off of half of them. We joke about Harrier jets. They have to take the shit off half of them to put them on the other half. That's why the next world war is going to only last a couple
That's why they
months.
got the boneyard outside of Las Vegas, isn't it? So,
Yeah,
or Los Angeles or whatever it is. So, yeah.
yeah, they can't build new ones. How many F-35s do you think they've lost more F-35s than they can,
Yeah,
and that's
well,
on
they seem to be.
accident. Fucking things.
Yeah, well, one fell out of the sky the other day, didn't it? So,
I was like, is this just a joke now? So
oh,
actually, we're still only halfway through my slides, but fuck it, that doesn't matter. Um, the point to all this is things are getting bad, and the job thing is going to culminate um, into, I think, so the jobs were just as bad last year, and but they had more levers that they could press to fudge everything.
yeah,
Um, Almost all of those levers for them to fudge the numbers don't exist now, and so the interest rates are going to raise. Um, Companies won't be able to give people raises to keep up with inflation anymore. I think the companies are all
I'm
tapped
surprised they.
out.
I'm surprised they're able to do it now.
Yeah, yeah, and I think that's why so many companies are leaving. Going back to the whole migration thing. I think the companies themselves, and I think they have been. Like Musk left a long time ago. I think
Well, he
Amazon's
left.
no,
He left California and he went down to Texas because Texas was
yeah,
basically offering far less taxation issues.
and that's exactly it.
Um,
It's taxes and it's literal physical security. When you have people like literally attacking federal buildings, do you like, and that's a problem. What do you think like the private companies are the stress that private companies are under. Like when you
Well,
have like the
we're
top
probably
apparatus.
seeing we're seeing that between Russia and Ukraine at the moment. I mean, they're basically Ukraine was knocking out wildeberries, and Russia's now doing the same back in Ukraine. So, but the same thing is basically going to happen in the US as well. So, I think Amazon has just gotten too big. It's political now. Um, and I think a lot of these places are very similar.
Yeah, Amazon's been shutting down.
Walmart's political.
Amazon's been
Um,
shutting down distribution centers,
yeah,
and they're going to try to become their own logistics. They're going to try to compete with UPS, USPS, and FedEx to be their
well,
own
there was a thing
logistics
on
service.
TV last night that apparently Australia Post are going to do the same thing. Um,
Yeah,
they're looking at closing down probably about 1,000 odd post offices around Australia,
yeah, they can't afford them. They
because
can't afford the post
they're
office.
going into logistics. They're going to parcel
Yeah,
delivery. Um,
yeah, but that's only going to
which
work as long as people have enough money to order things. And right
Well,
now,
and that's the issue, because post offices aren't just post offices. They're 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 a banking system. They're because all
yep,
the banks have closed in a lot of country towns. So the post office is virtually the only place you can get cash out or do
and they're
your
the
banking,
voting.
put cash
They're
in.
also the voting systems, and
They're
at least
also
here they
voting.
are.
They're also
Yeah.
ID. You go in there for your photograph for your driver's
It's
license
where
or
you get
whatever
your
license you're
voting.
getting.
It's where you get your voter ID. Um,
Yeah, your passports, passport sort of stuff. It's probably no different to a post office in the US.
yeah, the only
They
thing
they
they don't
do a
do is a
lot.
driver's license.
Yeah,
They
they
do
do a
pretty much
lot
everything else.
more than just deliver mail, or just have a few post boxes out the front. So they do a hell of a lot more than that. So you close 1,000 of those around Australia, and that's huge.
Yep. But they won't need them because right now you have half of the US, and I'm assuming it's the same thing in Australia. You have half of the country literally subsidizing the other half. See, here's the problem with our economy right
Mm.
now. I could stop ordering shit tomorrow and it doesn't really affect me. But if I stop ordering shit tomorrow, if even maybe one or two more people stop it, all these routes become unsustainable, unaffordable. I can't think of the right word. The math will stop mathing. It only takes a handful of people, kind of like a school bus or something. Like it doesn't take much before a route's not affordable, and then you have to do independent contractors. So what
Mm.
happens if I order? Oh well, fuck all the people who have mail order medicine, because that's a whole. I don't know if you guys have that there, but that's a can of worms
No,
too. So we
I
have
mean
mail order
everything
medicine here.
everything is prescription based.
Well, yeah, it's prescription based here too, but that doesn't stop the post office from delivering it.
No, we've actually got to go into a chemist.
Oh, okay, that's
So
crazy. So if our USPS shuts down, that means that people like literally stop getting like life saving medicine. But it doesn't take much for most of that to be insolvent, especially if Amazon. So one of the reasons USPS is able to keep going here is because they also deliver the Amazon packages. Well, if you
yeah,
have a USPS person delivering Amazon packages, that fucks over an Amazon contractor. Holy shit, it's Steel. How's it going? Um, and so you can
just hang on a sec.
imagine
I've
the
just got to turn the
roll-on
light on.
effects. You can imagine the roll-on effects of like this employing, I mean, sorry, unemploying hundreds of thousands of fucking people like overnight. And it's this gig work that has been, this delivery shit has been employing not half of the US, but I mean, in a kind of a way, it seems like it. All we have to do is stop buying shit, and the other half of the US is fucked. And people want to talk about these like, let's just go on buying things strike. That'll show the corporations. That'll show the rich. It's like you will all be fucking unemployed tomorrow if that happens.
The
I'll be
worst thing is
fine.
they say it to like 10 people in their group and they all go, yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like, okay,
All
one
their
of you might
jobs are
do it. Two,
predicated. Yeah. So you're going to stop going to Starbucks and unemploy all your Starbucks friends? All your fucking land whale, nose ring, purple haired, fat, tubby, miserable fucks? Like, oh no, please not that. Like, meanwhile, everyone's still going to go to the hardware store because people are building shit. That's the problem with logistics. That's why we had this farm store here. They ended up spending all their money on woke shit. All the farmer people just simply stopped going to that store and just started going to another store. Just completely crashed them because
that's
we're
the,
not. We can shop wherever the
it's,
fuck we want.
well, to a certain extent. I mean, as soon as you start seeing small businesses close in small towns, then you know that shit's going down. Because
Yeah, because they're all buying things from
once you
China.
lose that business, you will never get them back, ever.
Yeah,
They're
here's the
not
thing
coming
though.
back, and
All
no
those
one else is coming. No one else is coming in to replace them either.
That's true. Problem is, they are all buying shit from China. They're all
Yeah,
these little mom and pop stores support local. They're all drop shipping China garbage. And
yeah.
so when the tariffs hit inevitably again, that is enough to crash all those stores anyway. Because here's the dirty little secret. You go to some quaint shop on the beach to buy your cool, beach shit because you're on holiday, and what you don't fucking know is that that quaint little beach shop is still ordering all the same shit off Amazon as everybody else. And if you
Hmm.
hang out at that beach shop long enough, you'll see the fucking Amazon packages rolling in of all the cheap Chinese fucking garbage.
Yeah.
How do I know that? Because I was there and I asked them, and they're like, "Oh yeah, the tariffs fucking drove the price up of everything, and half their store
Oh, you
was
don't.
empty because it was all Chinese garbage." So yeah, it sucks if that little store goes away, but all they're fucking doing is drop shipping Chinese garbage.
It's like buy an American flag these days from a shop, and I can almost guarantee you they made it in China.
Almost everything here is made in China because
Hmm.
everything made here is 10 times as expensive and the logistics is fucking terrible. That's why I keep
Yeah.
talking about Rhine traps because they're mouse traps made in America. But um, I was watching this Taekwondo guy and he was talking about they have like different the different board thingies that they have instead of breaking board. You're familiar with the martial arts where they break the boards and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
at some point, some genius decided to figure out, I guess, the tensile strength and just make plastic frangible ones that kind of snap back together. And I'm like, damn, that's a fucking really good idea. And this poor dude has got like no viewers, but he just sits there in his dojo and he just talks to people about the logistics of running a taekwondo dojo. And he was talking about like he goes all the people in my dojo want more black, he calls them blackboards, but they're just black. He's like, they're just black plastic things that are frangible. He goes, these things eventually wear out. He goes, the company, there was like an American company that made them and they just disappeared one day. And he's like, I bought the Chinese ones. They were way more expensive and they're absolute garbage. He's like, what am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to run a dojo when I don't have the boards for people to punch to go up through the levels of the dojo? He's sitting there to his 400. I don't know. Only a couple people watch his videos. He only has like 400 subs. But he's
Yeah.
like, my dojo is basically screwed because I don't have the boards now for the people to level up to the next belt. I'm like, this
Should,
this is how we get fucked. This is it. And it's going to be like this everywhere. So, how are you supposed to run a business? Literally anything, literally everything, fucking parts. Shit breaks down. I was talking to my friends about tool and die stuff. Everyone moved their manufacturing to China. China has all of our tools and dies for everything.
Uh,
What are you going to do?
Australia's
Go to
very
China, get your tool and die, and fucking somehow get it out of China and go set it up somewhere else? No.
Australia's the same way. I mean, Victoria's even worse.
Yeah.
They basically put their land tax up something like 500%. So, basically, if you were paying, for, if you were paying, say, 10 grand, if you've got a warehouse or something like that, if you were paying 10 grand, all of a sudden it's now 125,000 per year instead of 10. And it's like, do you not want business to operate in this state? I mean, it's as simple as that. And so, pretty much within 12 months, they lost half of their manufacturing in Victoria. It just got
And
up
they
and
don't
walked
care.
off,
And all they do
and
is
they don't
tax
care.
the other half even more. Yep.
And because they've been spending so much bloody money, and they couldn't pay their debt, so they just took it out on everyone. And it's like, oh my god, and we're just all sitting there just looking at them and going, what the freaking hell are you doing? Seriously. And they're about to have an election. And of course, the premier, the girl premier who brought all this stuff in a couple of years ago, she's resigned. And a new guy's sort of come in, and I think the reason they've done that is simply because there was no way in hell she was ever going to come in. No way in hell she was ever going to win again. That just wasn't going to happen because people are fed up with it. They're just sick of it. And most people basically left Victoria and came to South Australia, New South Wales, or Queensland. Nobody wanted to be in Victoria anymore at all. It was just so bad, so damn it. I mean, you talk. I mean, it's like your mortgage repayments going up from $1,000 a month to 6,000, and that's what it's going to be from now on. Am I paying any more off the mortgage? No, most of that is like $5,000 of that is tax, so it doesn't actually pay for anything. But
Yeah, and
if you don't pay for it, you lose your house.
oh yeah, they're doing that here too. And I think
So
that
even though you're paying your mortgage,
yeah, they don't
they
care.
they don't care.
The
No,
when I first moved in here, somebody came down from the hill and he said, "I'm paying as much now in taxes. His house is paid off. He's like, I'm paying as much now for my taxes as my mortgage used to cost." And I'm like, "Oh,
yeah,
okay. Well, nice to meet you. Um, thank you." And I'm like, just so you know, we moved here because this is the literally the lowest taxes left in the whole state. And that's the dichotomy, right? Like boomers aren't making more money. Their boomer checks are the boomer checks, right? The taxes are eventually going to just price boomers out of everything, and I think they are the last bastion of wealth, and I think this whole thing is designed to just suck every last penny from them, and then we're
oh
going to
look, the
go to
middle
war and
middle
they're going to
class is
remove.
basically dead.
No, fuck the
I
middle
mean,
class. I'm not talking about the middle class. I'm talking about boomers.
yeah, but
So
that's the next part they'll go after because they've been pretty much attacking the middle class for about the past 5 years now.
I don't think we'll
Um,
I don't think we'll get that far. So hold on, let me finish. So
okay, go.
imagine you're super old like me and you're like, "Oh shit, things are super fake and gay. I'm going to die. I'm a boomer, but I'm not going to give my money to anybody." So what they're going to do, they've been trying to do this for a while where they have the um an asset value. I can't remember the name of it, but it's like an asset value tax where they're going to start taxing boomers on the wealth of all the fucking properties they own and all the savings they own.
That's what they did
And
in the UK.
yeah, and I think I don't know where that's at here, but that's to keep the boomers from sitting on all their properties, and they're going to have to pay taxes based on the aggregated value of all their properties. So somewhere in there simultaneously, they're going to tax every last penny from them, and they're going to just wipe out their Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid, and then probably just pour it all into the war, for war spending. I think that shit's going to be. That might not be like a this year thing, but it is in the works.
That sounds
The middle
awfully.
class has nothing to do with anything. Like there won't be there just won't be a functioning economy anymore. There's gonna just be people that have some kind of income, and then everybody else is just gonna be on government services until they can flip over to a digital currency. Because one of the things that I think nobody counted on is us having to suddenly bail out Japan. And I think that's a really underrated problem.
Considering how many bonds they've got, how many US bonds they hold.
Yeah. Yep. And so like we screwed South Korea. So the question is like, are we going to screw Japan next? And I'm sure that's what Japan was wondering, because we screwed South Korea. If we screw Japan, Taiwan is already screwed. Hong Kong just screwed themselves, honestly, and so we're on the brink of just completely. And China's been courting, not Singapore, the Philippines now for years,
And
um,
Indonesia.
and Indonesia, circling right back to the whole Indonesia discussion. And the thing with the Philippines is they were both supposed to stay out of the Scarborough Shoal area,
Mm,
and Obama told the Philippines to pull back, and the Chinese never pulled back. And the Chinese have just taken over fucking everything.
everything. Yeah.
And so we're like one gnat's ass away from. But yeah, just we've already been kicked out of Iraq. We're back to what, Kuwait or Saudi Arabia or something, and they're already
Yeah,
getting
we've been
bombed.
bombed
Like,
heavily.
they're getting bombed heavily. Our water is getting cyber attacked like fucking hell, which means the power grid's going to be next. At the same time, all of our jobs are just going to be fucked, because tech has been completely overran by H1Bs, but they're blaming it on AI, which has nothing to do with AI. AI is gutting entry level, but entry level has already been on its way out. H1Bs have fucking replaced everybody. And India is just going to slink back to India, just like Mexico's. The Mexicans are just going to slink back to Mexico, and they're just going to leave us fucked. Um, I don't think it's all going to happen at the same time, but I think if we're seeing manufacturing layoffs now, tech layoffs are they've been doing tech layoffs all year, but they do the books at the end, and then that'll be it. And it's just going to be unemployed people versus unemployed, and then it's going to be eat the rich. They've already been. I was telling someone this in the comments sections. Um, it's just everybody saying eat the rich. There's two things I've been seeing
Well,
tons of:
okay.
eat the rich,
Here's
and tons of Islam stuff saying that you guys deserve all these fires. Those are the two things I've just been seeing like nonstop.
here's a question for you then, right? And I don't expect you to be able to answer it because, but it's just a thought. We've obviously both got mortgages on our own houses, right?
Mm-hmm.
On our
Mm-hmm.
own properties. We've got bank loans. The
Yep.
stupid thing is, I've got enough in super to be able to pay it out,
Yep.
my mortgage. But it's way too early for me to retire. Like I'm only going to be 55 in like a month and a
Ugh.
half.
You're a
So
child, basically.
Yeah, I
That's Jim.
know.
Shut up, Jim Jim. Ignore,
What's she
ignore
going?
her.
What's the mortgage? Um, yeah, but that's really the only debt I've got. Um, and it's kind of one of those things that you kind of want. It's 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 complicated. I've either got another 8 to 10 years before I actually pay it off without
Yeah.
actually touching the super. Um, but fuck me, I can't see the world being around in bloody 8 or 10 years.
I'm going to tell you the same thing I told my brother and the same
That's the
thing I told my
stupid
mom.
part about it.
Sell your fucking house. Um, sell your fucking house. Um, that's not financial advice, but seriously, that's the more like Morgan Freeman. Um, there the only way we're going to get through this is by hunkering down like crazy, which is exactly what I should have done last time. Yeah, but Jim, you need a van that turns into a boat so you can. Uh,
Oh,
but
look, but
but
you need
that's the
somewhere to
thing. You
park
need
it
a
as
place.
well.
You do, and well, and in the U.S. they made it. Even though the
Illegal.
homeless do it, they made it illegal for everybody else,
Hmm.
which is why we
Funny
have a
about that.
carport here.
Yeah.
So someone could park in the carport and they'd be invisible from the satellites, and hopefully nobody would turn us in. Um, but I've flat out told my mom and my stepdad like 100 fucking times to sell their house and get an RV. Every fucking excuse on the planet. And then if I ever corner them, it's well, we're probably just gonna be dead. Well, then fucking sell your house now and go walk into traffic. Like, give me a fucking break. And this is the problem with boomers. This is why I can't stand them because that's their fucking attitude.
Hmm.
And um, if you bought a battle wagon, I know Wi-Fi's. See, the thing is you still need a way. You still need a way to get on the internet so you can keep doing your job. But basically, you need some kind of an up armored battle wagon and then park somewhere close enough. You're right. Like you got to find a place to park it where you can get internet because you'll
Hmm.
you'll need that money. But again, the money has to be in something to where it can't
Well,
just
I mean,
get
at the end of the day,
used.
cash is basically not going to be existing in
Yeah.
2 years.
Yeah, but the
It's
problem
going to be
is that
gone.
is it not existing. The problem is going to be like the depreciation with the inflation is going to
Yeah,
be insane. Like
but you're
it's
going to
going
get
to
that whether it be gold,
hyperinflate,
silver,
and then
crypto, whatever. So
yeah,
it doesn't matter what currency you're using. It's going to be the
yep,
same situation because everything's getting more expensive.
yeah, and it's going to
So
happen. It's going to start happening faster and faster, and so that's why it's like it's going to be the employed versus the unemployed. Like Jim said, it's going to be class warfare. Like because here's what's going to happen: everybody who does fucking DoorDash and all this bullshit is going to be unemployed. And guess who they're going to blame? The other half who still have jobs. And they're
mm,
going to think that they're so entitled because they've been delivering to us this whole time, acting like they've been providing, God's fucking service, even though it's like anyone with a vehicle can do it. Um,
look, I'm fully aware of my job's limitations as well. Because at the end of the day, I rely on people who want to build a house. Um, and
yep.
unfortunately, you need a shit ton of money to be able to do that. So, the average Joe certainly can't afford it.
No,
That's the
but
bottom
you
line.
might
Um,
you might be able to hang in there with retrofits if people keep refinancing their
yeah,
houses, but with interest rates
and
up,
that's
that's probably
funnily
going to
enough,
screw.
that's what people are doing. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're basically putting new bathrooms in, which are costing like 30 or 40 grand anyway.
Ugh.
But a lot of my stuff is basically government to a certain extent through disabled and and all that sort of business. But even that slowed down. Um, so and I've had to pick up other work elsewhere which has been fine.
Yeah.
Because I'm not the sort of person who goes, oh, you're an arsehole, you're a wanker, and don't bother coming back if you're not going to do this. I just shake their hand and say thank you very much.
Yeah.
You know, if you ever need anything, just give me a yell. While they're yelling and screaming, and then guaranteed 5 years later they come back. So,
Well,
because I
yeah,
was the
they're
only one who
running out
didn't
of
yell and scream.
they're running out of
So,
people, and they need really fast turnarounds. Like,
yeah, and they don't want to pay a lot. so,
yeah,
and look, from my point of view, it's always been about volume as well. So,
yeah,
which is why I've been able to keep the price down. But luckily, I've got a package that allows me to do that. So,
yeah,
I've got guys that basically give me stuff at 9 o'clock in the morning. By 10 o'clock, they've got it back. And they're just sitting there going, "What the fuck?"
yeah. So, do
I
you
mean,
how?
sometimes
Yeah, damn.
I'm quick, and that actually is an actual. It's a disadvantage to a certain extent as well because it. I mean, I can't justify charging stupid amounts of money on something which has only taken me like an hour and a half. Whereas I know damn well it'll take somebody else a week and a half to do
Well, they do
because they
that on
don't have the
purpose. It's
same.
artificial. It's well, either they're
Uh,
slow, but it's also
no,
artificial.
it's not actually. What it is about employers basically buying the cheapest piece of shit software that does nothing, and basically demanding the thing to do stuff that it was never designed to do. And so you get a huge turnover of people because basically the package is crap, um, and or you get lead times that stretch out because the package is no good. So the package I've got um, is worth around about $300,000, or it was 15 years ago. I'd hate to think of what it's worth now. Um, but it was designed to basically do that turnover so incredibly quick that the guy that actually paid for it uh, pretty much paid it off inside of 12 months. And his comment was that if you want a decent car, it's going to cost you a shit ton of money. If you just want a car to get you from A to B every day, it's not going to cost you as much. So, and it's the same with um, the stuff that you actually work with. So, if you want to be able to work efficiently and organised and all the rest of it, don't give me a Commodore 64 when there's something else that's far better out there.
For sure. And I think that would be. I think that's a good carry on for the next episode because
Hmm.
um, how to try to navigate that. Maybe I don't really have any ideas, but that doesn't mean that we can't keep trying to figure something out. But part of it's going to be relationship building. But why don't we cap it cap it there because it's almost 2 a.m. and I got to work in the morning.
Yes. No,
Um,
that is more than fine. So,
yeah,
yep.
but still, I think it's really important. It's something we need to figure out because you're not the only. There's tens of thousands of people in your spot that aren't door dashers, that have decent jobs, that need to also figure this out. And so I want, yeah, there's a lot of delivery drivers out there, but there's a lot of people with real jobs.
It's all about
So
timing, isn't it?
yeah,
Timing
being
and
able to
making the
pivot
right
while you
decision.
still have, yeah, while
Yeah.
there's still time. So I have other friends, and basically just what we do is we sit there, spend all of our spare time trying to figure this out. So I'm
Hmm.
happy to keep trying to, having a high functioning, high-ish functioning people. I can't give us too much credit, but
No,
eventually, if we talk about things enough, eventually we figure something out.
exactly.
So,
Yes. Well, thank you very
so
much, Chance, for having me on your channel. I
Oh yeah,
appreciate it very much.
thanks
Buy
for being
his
here.
books for
Buy my
anyone
books.
who's watching that doesn't already have them. Thank you very much, Optical, for commenting. It's been wonderful. And thanks to everyone else who did join, who's probably gone now. And yeah, we'll do this again. Definitely.
Yep. And thanks and talk to and I just if you get bored, I just uploaded a new episode for you to listen to.
That will be listened to. Yes.
Yep. And
No.
talk to y'all later. Buy my books.
See you, peoples.